So hello everyone. So today what I want to do is first quickly start with web planning for SIG compute. My wish is to assign a reviewer and approver to every web. Then we can continue to other stuff. Just a second, let me share my screen. All right, so I think what I'll do is just glance over the webs. If somebody wants to be a reviewer or an approver or on any one of the webs, just let me know. We have a few people that aren't here that we can assign, so it's fine if we don't assign to everything. But yeah, so let's start from the decentralized live migration one. There was we waited for an ACK from SIG network. Is Alexander here? Do you want to update us on that front?
Yes, I believe I got the ACK from SIG network.
All right, so the web isn't merged.
On the actual web. But...
Cool, and the web is not merged yet, right?
Where is it? Where is it missing?
That's a good question. So I think that there's still. Oh yeah, so we have an ACK from Eddie. So I guess just an approval.
Yeah, I'll approve.
Okay, great. So we can take it. Okay, and I'll move it to tracked. Great. We have the instance type thing. It's already tracked, so we just need an approver or reviewer. I have to admit that it's not my strongest part, these areas, but I can help if it's necessary. Is there somebody else that wanna review or approve these? Okay, so let's move on for a second, then get back to this. The image volumes, I'll gladly be an approver for this one.
Wasn't the image volume already approved? At least that was my...
Yeah, you're right. So, okay, a general clarification here. So when I'm saying a reviewer and approver, basically it's not for only the initial web PR, let's say. It's for basically two stuff. First of all, the web will be likely updated every once in a while. So like a web having like a dedicated approver that like tracks the progress is a good thing to do. With respect to implementation stuff, I don't expect like the approver to be a reviewer of everything related to the web, but like I do expect him to be like the go-to guy for the web owner to nag, let's say, for reviews or stuff like that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, just for the person who approved should be the guy responsible for this. But yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. You know what? We can have a look real quick what happened with this one. So I reviewed it and Vladik approved that. Sure, we can keep the same format here.
No, you can keep yourself as well. I mean, you don't have the approve, right, for now, so LGTM is more than enough.
Sure. Alrighty. So we have the array. This is a big one. It's also merged already. I don't remember who approved it.
Well, probably me. I mean.
Okay. Okay, we can assign you here. Oh, sorry. Yep. Disable 64 PCI hole. So this is also approved already, right?
Yeah, it's approved. We just need to make sure that it's moving in the right direction, like PRs and stuff.
Yeah, I don't want to assign too many stuff to the same people.
Yeah, also, I mean, at this point, Lubu and I will approve most of the things. I mean, just not logical to put it all on the two of us. I think it needs to be somebody from the SIG responsible for, shepherding this.
Yeah, I agree. Otherwise, it's going to be quite a lot of work.
So do we have more volunteers? Igor said that we can assign him to 2-3 VEPs, which is great. So maybe we can assign him to that one.
Sure.
Yeah, I think this one should be straightforward. So
Yeah,
Sure.
and this requires like a SIG approval. So that's, I mean, Igor can definitely approve it in the repo.
Cool. I forgot Igor's username, but yeah, I'll fill it up later. So we have what are we missing? Okay, so there's the tracking the second phase of the firmware UUID thing, which is like more like of a legacy VEP.
I actually have a question about this one. Since I opened the tracker issue, I also opened later an updated web to just add minor changes to the original design. Not sure if an additional issue to track the original design is necessary, or we can just stick to this one.
Yeah, so the idea is that the issue is always there. You can update the VEP as much as you want, but the issue is there until the feature is completely GA'd. So until there's nothing to track, basically.
Okay, yeah, it makes sense.
So the most critical now, I mean, at this point, is to make sure that the VEPs, the deadline is approaching. I mean, so it's we need to make sure that the VEPs are tracked and accepted. And do you have a web that is open against this, or that needs to be merged, or you're just doing the work right now?
I do. I have a small web which is just updating an alternative in the original design. So I'll put the link in the chat if you wanna check this out real quick.
Oh, it's in the. Okay.
Oh yeah, you find it, okay.
Yeah, I'd say this is not like a regular VEP because it's yeah, it's basically a legacy thing that was migrated from the old enhancement proposal. So
Exactly.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, I can supervise that one. So what are we left with? Okay, by the way, we have the NUMA nodes thing that we said we might not be able to do in this release. Vladik, any thoughts about this one?
Yeah, so I'm a little bit in the dark right now. I mean, there are some questions from. Yeah, there are some questions there, and I don't. I don't know if we can take it in so late in the. So I'm not
Okay.
sure. And Alicia, did you have a chance to look at this?
Yeah, but still no opinion. Yeah, I don't know.
I think we need more time with this
Yeah.
one.
Okay, do we want to set it to deferred or think about it a little more?
Well, for this release, I don't think, well, I will not be able to get
Okay.
to any kind of approval right now.
Vladek, is this one for the internal plugin, or it should work with third-party device plugin as well?
So this is how we present the NUMA node when the device is already allocated. So basically, we need to create a controller, and then we need to specify on that controller the NUMA node that associated with this device. And for this, we need to create the controller, which we didn't do until now. And I think there's a
I've run it, they have a sidecar, so I think they can. I mean, they
Yeah.
can wait a little, it's not.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
Okay, so I think that what we're left with is only the video configuration for VM. Let's see. Oh, it's the Virt.io thing, right?
Yes, but the more I think about it, I'm pretty sure the web at the moment is not like fully ready. Because there are cases when we want to only configure EFI VMs, and maybe in the future we want to configure the BIOS VMs as well. So I'm not really sure how should we configure this area.
What I would suggest, maybe let's set up a call just specifically for this and talk about this, because I think I didn't have a chance to to dive deep into this. But if we'll just set a separate call to understand what the problem is, like what's the possible solutions.
Okay, yeah, I'll try to set up a call. With who wants to be in the call? Just
Please make the call public and publish it in the KuberDev mailing list so that everyone could join.
okay.
Yeah,
I can help you with that.
Jed is not here, and I'm pretty sure he would have an opinion.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so I think we're
there are
yeah.
two webs that we are missing here. So first of all, 41 web 41 is related, and 40 as well.
Are these SIG compute webs?
So these are shared, and I think some of the networking webs are also shared.
Can you share a link, maybe?
I can share one for the 41. The 41 is the VM object graph. I already let you know about it, Itamar, but I'll share it. It's currently under SIG storage since I'm from storage, but it's probably more appropriate here in compute. So that's one of the topics I wanted to discuss here. If maybe I should change it to compute. So should we start discussing it? I don't know how does this web grooming usually works.
So normally we would, yeah, Itamar, you go ahead.
No, sure. I mean, maybe you want to present it like real quick, give us an overview.
Yeah, sure. So first of all, I'm Álvaro Romero from the storage team in CMV. It's my first time here. And yeah, this is I wanted to bring some attention to this web. It's basically an API to represent the list of resources of VM and BMI. And basically, this is an idea that we've been discussing for a long time because there's been lots of features added to KubeVirt that a VM depends on. For example, the backend storage PVC is not in the spec. Well, lots of objects like that, and identifying all the dependencies of a VM or a BMI can be really hard and error prone. So we decided it may be a good idea to have a centralized and authoritative way to get a list of these objects, mainly for integrations like the Valero plugin or even for cross-cluster migration. And instead of trying to implement like several mechanisms in each repository to get all the list of dependencies, it's better to provide like a straightforward way to get all the dependencies of a VM. And basically that's it. Currently the enhancement it's about implementing a sub-resource in the VM and BMI that returns the list of objects. But as Alice pointed out in the design proposal, well, in the enhancement, sorry, maybe this is better for another repository that's not on the server side in KubeVirt. That's something, a good idea to discuss. I personally prefer the sub-resource route since it's more straightforward, as I said, but yeah, I also like Alice's proposal. So yeah, we would like to get this for KubeVirt 1.6. I don't know if we have enough capacity for it, but yeah, it's our idea.
Sorry, I think I didn't understand what the idea that Alicia was proposing.
I am basically proposing to do an external library, so to implement everything on client side.
Ah.
Because I mean, in the end, it's not like something that KubeVirt needs to do internally. It's basically,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe getting the related pod and see. I mean, it's collecting basically the resources. It needs to have the knowledge, but it's something that could be done, in my opinion, also totally on a client library.
I see.
I'm not sure about that. Because, for instance, the backend storage, if it's a library, we'd be, asking the KubeVirt API for all these resources. And it can't really tell us what the backend API is. Only the internal KubeVirt code knows this. So to me, that makes it part of.
But it's in the pod spec. Alexander, it's not in the pod spec.
Yeah, it's in the Bird launcher, if I remember correctly, but currently the internal logic in KubeVirt that gets the backend storage PVC uses labels to get it. Yeah, that's what we are currently doing.
It's also interesting why are we not publishing the currently used PVC in the status, but yeah, that's a different discussion.
Yeah.
Don't we? I thought there is a status for the PVCs.
Yeah, but the backend storage PVC only appears in the BMI status, as far as I know, and not in the VM.
Yeah, which is weird. I mean, yeah.
I don't know. I still think it's doable to do it on client side. I mean, it needs to be a KubeVirt library, but it could be integrated on the various overlaying tooling.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense that both would use the same library. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I need to read.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the VAP really gives. I mean, it basically collects some information from related to the VM. I think it's really an API discussion.
Okay. But do you think we can get away with implementing one thing in alpha and then, deciding to do something different in beta?
I don't know, because if we end up going for the sub-resource implementation, then deprecating that and going for having it in a separate repository, I think it will be really destructive. I don't know, disruptive, sorry.
But we are targeting this one for alpha, right? I mean, that's not graduating or beta, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I know Alexander wants to use it for the cross-cluster migration. But
The orchestrator wants to use it, so not the vet that we're talking about here. Or, decentralized, the live migration that doesn't care about it, but the orchestrator that uses it wants to know which resources it needs to create on the target. So
Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, we'll still have to go to alpha. It's not like we can promise that this API will be stable.
yeah. Okay.
But I think
Yeah.
deciding which approach we want, I mean, establish if this is compute and SIG storage or only SIG storage.
Should we have a separate call for this? I
Um,
mean, maybe we should branch out and talk about
Yeah.
it to converge. Yeah.
Okay. So in the enhancement proposal, there's a POC that implements like a basic, a more basic API than what we are deciding currently, but it still shows how the sub-resource will look and the parsing of objects will look. So maybe it helps a little bit to decide whether to go for the sub-resource route or the other one. But yeah, like, I'm not against what Alice is proposing. I may prefer the sub-resource version. I just see it as something more simpler to use it in the, well, we currently have something really similar on the Velero plugin repository for KubeBird. And yeah, like, just having the VM object and being able to cut the sub-resource from it would be, I don't know. It will just look better, I think. I know that's not the biggest criteria to decide for if we are going for the sub-resource, but I just prefer it. But I don't have strong opinions.
So I have a fundamental question regarding this, and I know we can branch out in a different call, but just to raise it here, why should this be an API and not a library that can, help people who are interested figure out the resources? As in, why do we have to expose this information via a REST call and not via a library?
Yeah, that's the question right now, and I think there are good reasons to decide both of them. Yeah, we can continue the discussion.
Yeah, from an API perspective, to me, this problem of putting this information in API will lead to a lot of day two maintenance burden. It would be much simpler if we can, create a library that consumers can use and fix problems in that, rather than exposing an API that is supported throughout the life of this project.
Okay, so this is something we discussed in the unconference, KubeBird unconference. It was in the 1.5, and I don't really remember the discussion with much details, but the sub-resource version seemed to be the preferred one. But yeah, like, again, I think this is a good discussion to have, and I will need to reconsider your Alice's proposal. So yeah, my question now is, should we move this to compute and track this in this SIG, or should it be mixed with storage? Again, I think it makes more sense for it to be in compute. So if you all think it, I can change it.
No, I think it's a it's a good thing that this is in storage, but it just because it's a API question as well, then it has to be shared. So yeah, but in terms of tracking, I think storage is the right place, and the approvals need to come from there. But yeah, it's kind of a shared.
Okay.
Alicia, can I assign you as
Yeah,
a
sure. I
reviewer?
was going to.
Thank you. Maybe we should assign like, yeah, never mind. Maybe in the future I want to like assign a dedicated, approver from SIG compute, to give Isaac, but yeah, I'm not sure that's necessary. All right, so I think we're in a pretty good state. The last thing that I worry about a bit is the network. Yeah, are there more network VEPs that we need enact for in SIG compute? I think the incrementals backup with CBT, there was a past thing, right? To be honest, I'm not that familiar with those, so maybe if someone can clarify, if someone knows.
CBT you can assign to me, but I don't think we are going to have it for 1.6.
Okay. I'll put it to deferred now,
Yeah.
and we can change it in the future. What about the seamless TCP migration with past? I think that Igor wanted to have a look on that one. Maybe he already did. Yeah, so I'll you know what, that's fine. He already commented there. So yeah, I
Lubo, did
think
you have a chance to look at this? It seems like both compute and network are fine with this. Just need an approval.
Yes, so I haven't had the time. I want to have it tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, any final thoughts on this? Because like I think we're pretty good for the upcoming for this stage at least. And also, if somebody wants to be assigned as a reviewer for anything here, please let me know. It would be appreciated. Even if the VEP has already merged, there could be like VEP updates and so on and so forth. So let me know. All right. Anything else to discuss today?
Hey, Itamar, I've been trying to have a topic brought up for discussion. I'm not sure if we are out of time. We should look at it next week or quickly squeeze it in.
If it's quick enough, we can talk about it real quick, but if it's fine, we can talk about it next week. And sorry for taking up all of this time, but I mean, next week we won't have planning because we're already set up for now, so we will have plenty of time to talk. So
Okay.
Whatever you
Okay, I'll take it to the next week then.
Thank you. Okay, everyone. Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.